Welcome back to Make It Mental, everybody. What you're looking at there are my battery and ESC combination that I use for my WL Toys A979B converted to 1/10 scale touring car. Alright, so if you had watched that video, you realized that I ran into a problem where I thought the battery was dead, didn't have anything left in it, and after recharging the battery, I realized that the ESC has now passed away, right? For lack of a better description, it's gone, it's done. This ESC is rated at 60 amps if I remember right, but I don't remember what the burst rating is, if it was even listed, because this was a closeout sale I bought from Red Cat Racing, and then I don't think they give you all of the specs for us custom guys. They just tell you it's a 60 amp ESC, right? So let me demonstrate to you, or not necessarily demonstrate, but let me talk you through what's actually going on and what kills an ESC. You probably ran into a video or two where the battery does not kill the ESC, and that is an absolutely true and accurate statement as long as the voltage remains the same, meaning I use all of my ground pounders use 7.4 volts or roughly 2 cells. Sometimes I use nickel metal hydride, but roughly 7 volts, right? For the sake of argument, 7 volts. I don't care if this battery is a 10C or 120C, it is not going to kill the ESC. I don't care if this battery is 1300 milliamps or 10 million milliamps. It is not going to kill the ESC. And you'll see videos on that saying that batteries do not kill the ESC, and they are absolutely correct. You'll primarily find this problem on brushed motor systems. Let me get these screws out of the way. Well, I guess that one wants to stay there. You'll primarily kill your ESC on brushed motors because your brushed motor can say, for example, when you squeeze the throttle, your receiver says, okay, I'm at wide open throttle. Your ESC says, okay, let me give you everything that I got. Your motor says, I need 60 amps. This thing is only capable of delivering 60 amps at peak performance for 10 seconds, but you're at full throttle for 60 seconds. I don't know, different scenarios, you know, maybe you're playing in the sand dunes, who knows, right? Maybe you're doing wide open throttle tests like I was at the local track. So your ESC overheats. It can only do it for 30 seconds. You're wanting all that power from this motor for over a minute. Your ESC has an internal meltdown. It can't do it anymore, right? It can do it for a sustained burst of maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. You have to look at that from your hobby store, whatever the manufacturer rating is. Look at your burst rate versus your continuous rate. Either way, bottom line, your motor kills the ESC, not the battery. The battery does not kill the ESC. As long as you stay within the same voltage, like this ESC is rated for 7.4 volts, that's 7.4 volts. That's what I always use on my ground pounding vehicles. If you run into an ESC failure after installing like maybe a larger motor pinion gear or larger tires, that is common problem failure. You're demanding more load from your motor to do the same amount of work or even greater work. So your ESC has a harder time of keeping up with the demand of the motor. The demand of the motor kills the ESC. I hope that makes sense to you guys. It's not the battery, it's the motor, right? The motor kills the ESC, not the battery. Hope you all get something from that. Have a good day. Oh, one more thing. Even if you're running a factory stock vehicle and you determine through testing that your ESC is bad, let's say it's rated at 60 amps, find one that's 120 amps or 80 amps, whatever the case may be. If you're a crawler, you're probably never going to experience this problem because the load demand even at wide open throttle for an extended amount of time, your load demand from the motor is going to be very insignificant because all the gear reduction. If you're a drag racer, you're probably not going to notice, because by the time this thing decides, okay, I'm starting to go into failure mode, you're probably off throttle because you've reached your 155-foot mark, right? So you'll probably never have a failure in a crawler. You might have a problem as a drag racer. If you're endurance racing, more than likely you are going to have a problem. Have a good day.